All right, Arizona's up 15 here. There's about 6 minutes left in this game. Goodman, I know that's your alma mater. I know that you are in no way going to be able to talk about them without being somewhat biased, but they look really good. Their offense is in midseason form. They lost Ben Mathurin. They lost they lost Dallin Terry a year early. They lost all of these great players, and they haven't missed a beat. What is happening with these Wildcats?
Yeah, it surprises me, to be honest. I mean, you lose 3 NBA players, and you bring back enough, right? Tubelis is awesome. And I don't know how I didn't put him on a preseason All-American team. I think the problem was we saw Tubelis down the stretch, and I really think he was hurt. And he's such a tough kid. He never used it as an excuse. Tommy Lloyd never used it as an excuse for the kid, but he's tough. We know Kirk Kriisa. He plays with energy. He can be up and down. I think he's certainly been a lot more. He already had triple-double this year. You know, my big thing was,
where's your head? You're talking about Arizona, and you don't have the Kirk Kriisa headband on?
I do have the headband, but if you're watching the game right now, Kerr is wearing a different headband. This was a headband from Kerr, John, in case you're wondering.
Nice. Okay.
So I look really good in it, don't I?
I mean, listen, if I was in the rec league and I was like, hey, I had to pick a guy just off looks, I'm picking you first for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. I mean, there's no question I'd be the first pick. But Kerr is wearing a thinner. Look at the headband he's wearing right now. It's not the same headband, and I wonder if he's upset at me or something. And he decided,
no, you know what it is. He saw you put that one on. He's like, "There's no way I can ever look that good."
Probably.
I got to change what I'm doing here.
But Courtney Ramey tonight, yes. And remember, he got suspended for the first few games for signing with an 8, going through the Portsmouth process, going to Portsmouth Invitational, the dumbest shit ever, John. He goes to Portsmouth and he gets suspended when other kids are getting $500,000 a year, $1 million a year for NIL, and like just rip up the rule book at this point because it's antiquated, it's stupid, and so he got suspended. So he's been back. This is his second game. He's been absolutely awesome tonight. He's got 21 points. I don't think he's missed a shot from beyond the arc. Was that him again?
Mm-hmm.
Another one. They're now up 19 points over a pretty damn good San Diego State team, a really, really good defensive San Diego State team. And Arizona might be for real, guys. They might be for real.
I think they are, John. I think that they really are. I want to ask you this. How hard is it in college to lose that amount of talent to the NBA and then come back the next year and just like start it all over again and not miss a beat?
It's tough, but it's a testament to a program's coaching, their culture. And so I think Arizona has that. I mean, I always say that if Arizona was on the East Coast, I mean, you know, the whole country would probably know all their players, would be household names. But, you know, such, you know, late games and stuff, it kind of stinks. But and it'd be scary if they were in the West, because the players they get being on the West Coast, because Arizona was actually one of my favorite schools. Only reason I did not go there is because I didn't know if Luke was going to be coaching. I didn't know where, you know, so I decided, but I loved Arizona. That campus, the city, the environment, they're going to be a powerhouse until we can't breathe anymore, right? Like they're that good, and this year they look a lot better. You know, they got 2 bigs. I love the 2 bigs.
Of course you do.
Love the 2 bigs, and the guard plays good, and losing, you know, a guy that's he's averaging with Mathurin's averaging like 18 per game this year. Yeah. So for them to reload like that, they're gonna be sneaky on the West Coast, and in the tournament they gotta make some noise, you know. So
are you worried at all about them playing with those 2 bigs, right? Are you worried about the way that they match up with someone that's gonna space the floor a little bit? Like we saw Creighton plays basically with 4 around 1, and we saw them struggle with an Arkansas team that wants to play 5 out. Are you worried all about the way that Arizona can match up with a team like that?
Yeah, I am, but I'm not, because they can right now. They got Ballo in, and they got the other big on the bench. So I think they can play like that as well. They can interchange them. Obviously, when it's a faster team, Ballo's probably not going to be able to play as much. I don't know, but it's also to their benefit. They got 2 bigs down there that can bully guys, which is what they've been doing, as of late.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, San Diego State also. I know they obviously added. Key transfer in Darren Tremmel, who's actually played pretty well in this game, but they're not known for their scoring, and this team isn't quite as good defensively as San Diego State has been in the past. And I think Arizona, again, their numbers, what they've done over the first few games is insane, right? They're averaging over 100 points. I think it's like the first team. I think it was something like the first team in the last 15 years to average over 100 points and shoot over 60% in their first 4 games. Incredible. They're not going to get 100.
Their lowest coming into this turn or coming into tonight, the least amount of points they scored in the game was 95, right? They were shooting 48% from 3 as a team. 48% from 3. There are NBA teams right now that aren't averaging 104 points in a game. That's what Arizona was averaging coming in. They're scoring 80 right now at the under 4 timeout. And we're like, yeah, you know what? This is kind of an off night. They put up 80 points. They're shooting 60% from the floor and they're shooting 44% from 3. It's like, yeah, this was kind of an off night for them. They didn't play great. They didn't play their best. That's wild.
I just think, again, Tommy Lloyd's system is such that he's going to recruit a bunch of guys that obviously are skilled, that move the ball. But it is surprising playing with those 2 bigs that they've been this good offensively, right? That they're putting up those offensive numbers.
Goodman, let me ask you this. How sustainable is it, right? Like how much, I know it's not all Sean Miller's guys, and a lot of it is Tommy bringing them in and getting them to play an entirely new style, even the guys that were left over. But is this, if you're going to have that level of turnover, like is he going to be able to get this thing going the way that Gonzaga is going right now, where he always has pros coming in over and over?
Arizona. It's Arizona. He just needed momentum in year 1. That was the best thing that could happen to him, right? It was getting wins right out of the gate so you could take advantage of recruiting. He's going to get his guys internationally. That's not the issue. He's got to get the guys here, and he's already done a pretty good job of taking advantage of the momentum he's gotten through winning in year 1, because again, it is Arizona, and kids on the West Coast, if you want to stay close to home, there's only a couple, blue bloodish type programs out there. It's UCLA, it's Arizona for the most part. Duke and Carolina and Kentucky and Kansas aren't all coming out, for everybody. So Arizona's going to get those kids. And frankly, they're going to have a better shot at getting them than UCLA right now because of their style of play. I mean, there'll be some kids that want to stay in LA that don't want to leave, but a lot of those kids are going to look at the way this team is playing right now and say, shit, I want to play in that type of offense with that type of freedom.
They got 6 guys averaging double figures.